So let's talk about the best indicator to use for day trading options. This is going to be a video that talks specifically about the only one you'll ever need so you can stop losing so much money when day trading because you're using the wrong technical indicator on your screen. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands, honestly, of technical indicators you can use. And I'm telling you, the more you use, the worse your results are. And I'm trying to show you the best way to actually trade with less stress, less anxiety, and just earn more money. So let's talk about the only way you need. So in order to actually earn more money, we need to talk about what exactly is a technical indicator in the first place. So by nature, this is my definition down here. A technical indicator is a specific chart pattern that is produced by price, volume, and the overall movement of the stock. So if we dig deeper, keep in mind what I said here, but if we dig deeper into what does that mean from my definition perspective, let's talk about it. So indicators by nature are lagging since they read price, volume, and a combination of movement first. And as a result, second, they spit out an indicator. So when you think about it, if it shows you price, volume, and movement first, and it shows you what that looks like from an indicator perspective second, why are you redundantly using them in the first place, right? I'm sure most of you here can actually see if price is going up or price is going down, right? I would hope so. So why the heck do you need an indicator showing you the exact same thing? So let's talk, and let's again dig deeper into some of the technical indicators that some people use, and let me show you why they're redundant and why they're kind of useless. So here's an example of three indicators that most people, or a lot of people at least, use. Again, there's a lot of them, but we're just going to talk about three random ones here. So this is the RSI as one example that some people use, the MACD as one, and the EMA or crossovers is a relation to those in the first place. So some people use one of these three. So again, let's talk about why they're basically useless and why you don't even really need them. So first things first, from my strategy perspective, I use mainly, well, me and my 500 plus coaching students at this point, we only use my supply and demand trading strategy specifically that I built on top of SPY. So it's just one strategy, one ticker, all day, every day, and it makes it so much easier, right? There's not a lot of junk on the screen as you can see. But with that being said, you can see that, hey, the stock went up, came down, created a major demand zone, went up, created a major supply zone, came down, boom, tapped it for an option put, ran down, boom, tapped this for an option call, went up, tapped it, went up. You can, I mean, just from these two little zones alone, you can see the movement of where it's going, right? Throughout the entire day, or at least this is half the day. And it literally basically went from zone to zone, zone to zone. Like, how much more do you need? It literally gave you the quote unquote entry, and it gave you the exit. That's it. So let's talk about the first one being the technical indicator called the RSI. So not to get into the details of how the RSI functions, so on and so forth, ideally, depends on the settings you have, but these are default settings down here to say like, hey, if it's below 30, it's overbought. If it's above 70, it's oversold. So there can be some price fluctuations where you can potentially buy as a result from being overbought, oversold. In this example with the default settings, it only bounced down once. But let's just, again, just walk through. Don't get too deep into the details of the RSI. Let's just talk about from a high level perspective what it's showing you. So it went up on the RSI, down, and then up, right? So what did it do on the chart? It went up, it went down, and then went back up. It's like, huh, okay. And then what did it do over here, right? And on the chart for SPY, it went down, and then up, and then back down. And over here, it went down, back up, and then back down. These are literally showing the same freaking thing. Why in the heck do you need the RSI? It logically does not make any sense. You're literally looking at both of the same exact chart. It's just that this is basically a line chart and this is a candlestick chart, basically. You're wasting your time. If you just understand how the chart functions and flows and the overall flow of how these 5-minute candles work and function from a chart pattern perspective, that's all you need. You don't need all this junk. This is useless. It's overly redundant and you need to get it off your chart because it's not helping you. I'm showing you on this example, these are 4 random plays, 2 option puts, 2 option calls. And down here, just with these default settings, there's the 1. But again, if it's redundant anyway, you don't need this. So that's the RSI and why it's useless. Step two, this is the next one, I guess, MACD, right? So talk about this one. So this is a little different from a variation perspective. So it depends on your strategy and how you'd use this MACD overall, but you can see it's kind of red first, then it transitions to green, and then back to red, to green, to red, to green, etc. So the way sometimes some people like to actually use this is the transition of the candles is where you could potentially buy, right? So let's just start here as an example because this one's pretty clear and it goes back and forth. So there's these two red candles here. This technically kind of classifies these because it's kind of bottoming it out, right? Then the next one being green and it went up. So hypothetically, you're supposed to be buying somewhere in this area on this candle. So it went green, then it went back to red. So that's that transition. It's like maybe you could buy an option put here. Maybe you can buy an option call here. So the option put is to the back to the downside. The option call is back to the upside, and vice versa. So with just, where is it? This area alone, you might be thinking, okay, that's pretty helpful. That actually signifies where I'm going to buy. Okay, great. But again, if this shows a bottoming effect and this is the topping effect, it's the same dang thing as up here. Bottom, up, bottom, up, bottom, up. You don't, logically does not make any sense. And there's the crossovers to kind of identify and show you that logically. But again, it's overly redundant. The MACD is the same thing as the 5-minute chart up here specifically. So again, cross this out, get rid of it. Just understand the flow and movement of the candlesticks as they form on the 5-minute chart from a zone perspective, and then a 1-minute chart from an entry and exit perspective, breaking down each tick and tack on the movement of it as it flows up, and then you can make money that way. Again, you don't need the MACD, you just need the candles because again, these lag. This crossover is showing you what's as a result of this. So this is happening, and then this, if you see a MACD live, this is happening as a result from it. It's kind of trying to move up and down, up and down, up and down. So it's literally, for one, it's mirroring the dang thing. Two, it's the result from it. So once this candle closes, this candle kind of closes and then the next one forms. So if that's the case, why the heck are you looking at the same thing down here if this is the same thing up here? Stop wasting your time, honestly. You're hurting yourself by thinking, okay, well, if I wait for this thing to come over and then this crosses over, then I can make the play. Okay, cool. Just look it up here and it tells you the exact same thing. So that's the MACD with default settings. Next one here is the EMA as an example. Again, there's multiple different settings with this. You can even have crossovers as well with a lot of this stuff and so on. But again, same thing almost as before. This literally forms at the exact same second and time on the 1-minute chart in this example as the 1-minute candlesticks. So again, I don't even have to go too much into this one. Why the heck do you need it? Like it's literally following you. So at this point, if you see, let's just start here basically. So it came down. So the market was down, right? So that's the first couple minutes. But then the market started running up on the green and red 1-minute candles going upward here, right? So majority green candles going upward. And then it just showed the EMA going up. I don't know about you, but I can very clearly see this is going up. So I don't know. In the comment section below, let me know if I'm crazy. The fact that this line went up and then back down and then back up, I can, without the line, I can see it went up, back down, and back and straight back up. I don't know about you, but again, leave me in a comment in the comment section below. Am I crazy? Am I the only one that can actually see these candles going up, down, and up, making the same flow as this EMA up here? So leave a comment below just telling me, like, Maurice, either you're not crazy, I can see the same thing, or Maurice, you're crazy, I can't see anything, man, you're crazy. Just let me know, please. And so we go back up here. Boom, it kind of goes up to the top, comes back down, goes sideways, right? Just like the candles are going sideways. This EMA went sideways, up, down. I'm not going to flow through the entire thing, but you can see where I'm getting at. It's literally going alongside the candles, doing the exact same thing. And don't get me started on the crossover because it's very similar to the crossover of the MACD. Literally the exact same thing. It's just, hey, a change of direction is happening, and a change of direction is just multiple candles going in the same direction over a continuous basis on the 1-minute candle chart from a price action side of things. That's it. That's what a upward direction is, and that's what causes the EMA to show an upward direction because again, it's just flowing up. So All in all, as far as the best indicator to use, it's no indicator, honestly. So as clean as you see my chart on here, and I have a VWAP on here, which again, I mean, it's just in the dang middle in the first place, so you can kind of ignore it. When it's up in my chart, it's so bland. It's just there, honestly. But as far as the best, again, the best indicator to have, it's just supply and demand zones, being that it's just the naked price action on the chart. You don't need all of that. And now, another quick thing, and if you're thinking, okay, great, I'm sure this is just quote unquote best case scenario. This does not happen all the time. This is just a random best day you chose back here. It doesn't work all the time. So let's literally look at the chart for today. So this is today. Today is April 2nd. So you can see, well, it's April 2nd. It's literally like midnight right now. So this was yesterday on a Friday. And if I zoom in on the 5-minute chart, no indicators, right? Same junk. Look, there was a supply zone, came down, tapped it, boom, ran down, right? So let me circle that. So potential play for an option put. Came down, there was an agreement between buyers and sellers over here for the low part of the day at this point in time. So let's just say on the, if I can draw it, left side of this, right, came up, came back down. So already came back, tapped it, boom, option runs up to the upside. Comes back around, boom, it broke through it. It's like, oh man, it doesn't work. I told you it doesn't work. Came back around, literally tapped it right here, ran down, set another play. Came over here, major demand zone, the lowest point of the day at this point, came over, tapped it over here, bam, ran up, right? So I'll circle this one. If I can circle it, boom, ran back up, right? This might be saying this one's choppy. Okay, cool. You don't have to take it. That's fine. Comes up, breaks through it. Oh my God, it's useless. Nope. Comes back down. If I can get my circle drawn, taps it right here, rushes up. Finally came back to tap this highest point of the day. Over here, boom, tapped it, ran all the way down. As far as this goes, and then there's another tap over here. As far as this, it was very short. It ended because of it. I'm not going to go into exits. But just from that alone, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 literal plays off of 3 zones, and I did not use a stupid indicator at all. I'm telling you, you don't need an indicator because they're 100% useless. If you see a supply and demand zone and you're using the way I use it for SPY specifically, that's all you need 100%. And I guarantee you'll make money. And if you don't, then you'll be one of the very first people that have never made money with this if you know my full 100% strategy that I teach in my one-on-one coaching program.